And what Israel is clearly trying to do is to seize as much land as possible on the ground in order to that be the fact in case a ceasefire comes into effect that freezes positions.
What? I beg your pardon. If there's a ceasefire, establishment media is very much saying the quiet part out loud right now. Israel is colonizing more land in West Asia, and all we can do is just stand back and watch.
I'm as real as a real can get. What you see?
Buongiorno freaks and geeks, welcome back to the channel. But just excuse me for one moment. Hey babe, come check this out. New Israel borders just dropped. Three things in life are certain: death, taxes, and Israel colonizing more land. No wonder people insist they have a right to defend themselves. If you keep taking land from others, they might have something to say about it. At this rate of expansion, Israel will be defending themselves from Belarus in 30 years. Anyway, Sky News decided to do a segment on such dramas in West Asia. We're going to get into that now, but before we do, please don't forget to hit the buttons for like, subscribe, and tell me down below, why do all establishment news media outlets put on the kiddie gloves whenever it comes to Israel colonizing new lands?
And the Israeli military has pushed further into Lebanon than it has at any point in more than 25 years. Israel's Prime Minister says the IDF have captured a strategic mountaintop castle near the city of Nabatea overnight. It follows days of fighting and airstrikes in nearby villages, with Benjamin Netanyahu ordering his forces to expand their grip on areas under Hezbollah control. Let's bring in our Middle East correspondent, Adam Parsons, who's in Jerusalem.
Dude, am I missing something? How comes this presenter is on the edge of jubilation? Does he want Israel to be doing this to Lebanon? It's really hard to understand whether this is impartiality in motion. It is absolutely astounding to see in real time, if you ask me. So tell me down below, why does impartiality always fly out the window when it comes to Israel? But if this was Russia, ooh, no, sir.
Adam, what is the significance then of this ancient site that's been seized by Israel?
Yeah, I think it does have significance on all sorts of levels. Number one, strategically, from a military perspective, this is at the top of a sheer cliff. It's about over 2,000 feet high. And from this ridge, from Beaufort Ridge, you can see all across southern Lebanon. You can see down to Nabatea. You have a huge military advantage, great visibility of all the terrain around you.
To be honest, when it comes to Israel, given all of their drone capabilities, this is more of a symbolic humiliation in the face of Lebanese forces. Because why does Israel need to take this? And how far are they going to go into Lebanon after taking this castle? At this point, it's anybody's guess.
A second thing is the resonance of this. So Beaufort Castle, it's a Crusader castle. It's going on for 1,000 years old. It has been fought over and occupied by the Crusaders, the Ottomans, the PLO, and the Israeli army before.
What exactly about this even brings a chuckle to your mind? This is absolutely just ridiculous. Like, all of the things you're naming beforehand all involve some type of religious warfare. Why are we indulging this on a establishment news channel in 2026? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people shouldn't be religious, but a news channel should not be involved in religious symbolism right now. You should just be telling us what is happening, and please, for the love of God, lose the sense of humor you are finding in this.
In fact, it was taken by the Israeli military precisely 44 years ago, back in 1982, and they considered the first Lebanon war, and then they held it for 18 years until the year 2000. It was a scene of heavy fighting when it was taken, and then it was bombarded by Hezbollah forces, and again more fighting until the Israelis withdrew in the year 2000 and blew up a lot of the infrastructure they had left behind.
Sounds just about Israeli. I mean, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. Then for you to be there for 18 years, I mean, the length of period it takes to become an adult and then destroy all infrastructure that was there. It's interesting about that, actually, them destroying the infrastructure after they had to leave. It's a shame they didn't do that when they were in Gaza, you know, all of those underground tunnels in the hospitals that they left for Hamas to be able to use in their leave. So one can only imagine how long they are going to stay at this castle this time round. I mean, they have so much more money, so much more backing from the Americans to date. They have so much advanced technology. The only thing they don't have maybe is the heart of lions that you would find in other people that they would call terrorists. So let's definitely watch this space.
And now they are back. So symbolically important that they have returned to this site. But of course, the most significant thing of this is that Israel has now pushed so much further into Lebanon and is continuing to push, continuing to take land.
So to colonize and ethnically cleanse, why the hell is a national broadcaster using such euphemism in regards to colonization? Is this just a Western value at this point? Israel shouldn't be doing any of this. This is not what is called to defend yourself. This is what it is called to take, and take.
There was, not so long ago, the demarcation point was the Litani River, and they were going up to that point. Then, only a matter of days ago, it was notable they were going beyond the Litani River. Now the Israelis are saying everything below the Zerani River, which is the one above, about 6 miles above the Litani, they're saying everyone effectively that is now a combat zone and people should leave that area as well.
Yeah. Israel's saying it is going to take more and more land, and we're saying it is what Israel is terming a battle zone. Are we being very serious right now? At what point do we just call it what it is? This is colonialism in its truest form. This is Israel acting on its ambitions to become greater Israel, the only country on the face of the planet that can redefine its borders on a day-to-day basis. Why are we... Oh my gosh, what is happening? And Benjamin Netanyahu can just say openly, I want deeper incursions, I want more control. And this time, I'm not sure if he said this, but I imagine he's thinking this, we're not leaving, we're not withdrawing, we are going to keep it all. Just like when he said he wants to take control of 70% of Gaza. What are we doing right now? This would never happen. No one would ever stand back and just say, yeah, this is completely fine if Russia was doing this in Ukraine. Like, can we just be consistent for one moment in the West, please?
So they are taking huge chunks of southern Lebanon, and now they're sort of moving up towards almost the central belt of Lebanon, where we were talking about Nabatea. I suspect a lot of people, residents there, will start worrying that that is going to be the next place in Israel's sight. And what Israel is clearly trying to do is to seize as much land as possible on the ground in order to that be the facts in case a ceasefire comes into effect that freezes positions.
What? I beg your pardon. If there's a ceasefire, establishment media is very much saying the quiet part out loud right now. Israel is colonizing more land in West Asia, and all we can do is just stand back and watch. So that is the video. That is the short segment that Sky News provided us on their YouTube channel. But at this point, I don't think we need to go any further. The facts are very clear. Israel is acting on their ambitions to colonize more of the land. This is no longer, and I don't think it was ever, an act of defending themselves. This is very much an act of aggression. I mean, golly, if you are anyone that is Lebanese in South Lebanon right now, and you hear the bombs, you hear the marching of the Israeli forces into your area, and wonder to yourself, oh, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to live in this place anymore. I'm going to have to move further up into my own country. I cannot overstate how frightening that must be, especially for an army that does this to volunteers simply trying to deliver food to Gaza.
270 nautical miles from Gaza. So we were intercepted in international waters. They knew my name when they dragged me onto the deck. I was cable tied, my ankles were shackled. They put so much water under my face, I had no ability to move, and every time I tried to get away from the water to stop sort of gurgling and drowning, they'd slap me again, stand on the back of my legs, and that was the welcome to Israel, because that's exactly what they said when I got on the boat. Welcome to Israel, you're going to really enjoy this. He had an American accent, and he said, I want to kill someone today, and it potentially might be you.
And to be honest, the only reason I did this video is just so I could show a part of that interview, which you can find on the Double Down News YouTube page. I will leave a link to it in the description below. All of this needs to just be out there, and as usual, mainstream media, establishment media, won't touch any of this information with a barge pole, because at the end of the day, Israel is the first domino in the collapse of not only Western values, but Western imperialism, Western colonialism, and Western dominance over the rest of the planet. So tell me down below, what do you think of all this? When will anyone in the supposed global north stop Israel from doing whatever the hell it wants? I know today was a short video, but I think this is still very important. We need to just observe this with an objective lens and just call it out for what it is. Anyway, if you stayed with me up to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. If you enjoy audiobooks, I voice one on spotting red flags in relationships, link in the description below. And remember, once we understand politics, we will make better decisions. Don't forget to hit the buttons for like, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Ciao.
Everyone can see that I'm deep in here. Baby, know I will give all I have to give more.